Yeah, I got moved all. I couldn't break it. I just got back.
You might have something.
I was excited. All right. Just a really quick announcement about the Dallas trip. So for the Dallas immersion, one of the things that we're trying to do is coordinate with the Dallas MBA program to get together and do some networking. One of the things that we want to do in advance of that is gather as much information as we can about our cohort, and they're simultaneously doing similar. To be able to share with them like LinkedIn profiles, just kind of a general profile of what we do. Tony, who's not right there, but will be here shortly to put together a spreadsheet that will allow you to go in and just put a link to your LinkedIn. If you're willing to share that, yes.
So there's a LinkedIn group already for this EMBA class that has all of us in it.
Yes.
So we just give access to them?
Like give them access to the LinkedIn group?
Correct.
I don't want to add anybody to the LinkedIn group.
But you don't own it.
We're not even the admins for that.
Yeah, we're not the admins for it, but even if we were, I don't know that we would want to add non-cohort members.
Well, I think they can still browse it.
Whoever the
And browse
admin
it.
is, they
Does anybody know if you can download all of the things?
How is it possible?
Just have Tony figure it out.
I know.
I think the idea is to make sure that we have, that it's a productive time together in that exchange. So what we want to do is we want to share with them just the basic stuff, the titles, the LinkedIn profile. It's already in there. All we're asking you to do, it's the intake file from the contact us. Just make sure, go in, make sure it's accurate.
Yeah, it only takes 2 seconds. Just put your LinkedIn link in the Google Sheet. It's already shared on the Slack in the general channel. I just shared it. You can just copy paste your LinkedIn profile into it. If there's any other info you want to add, great. If you don't want to participate, totally fine too. It's optional. Sebastian, you earned $1 for supporting this.
I wasn't trying to be controversial, I was just trying to find it.
No, you earned $1 for being awesome too. Don't worry.
Okay, we done? Good. Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Matt, they're usually more energetic. So we have a couple visitors. Is it 2 or who else is visiting? Okay.
They can present.
Okay, and so where are you from? Where are you visiting?
I'm from here in Austin, Texas.
Okay. And who are you working now, or?
Yes, my company is Goodness Media Solutions. We are an AE security and smart center and business services.
Okay, good. Thank you. And Matt?
Yeah, Matt, I live up in Georgetown, and I work for Gardner.
Okay, for Gardner. I heard you guys talking a little bit before. Okay, so we're going to do some things in here for, we have an investment competition, so we're going to resolve that for 20 minutes or so. Then we're going to start working on another case study, modeling uncertainty. But then we're going to get into breakouts. So you can either leave when we go to breakouts, or you can join a breakout group. But then we'll be in breakouts for like an hour or so. Okay. And we usually give $1 for good contributions, so we'll give you $1 there.
I've never got one of those.
Yeah. Did they tell you about the ROI of getting an MBA? We talked about ROI yesterday. Okay. All right. any questions before we continue? So I'm gonna get into investment competition, then we're gonna do the venture case. We'll spend an hour and a half or so in breakouts in the rooms there working on that case. And then Jaeger is gonna show up. I think Connor was working on his travel arrangements. He was around 4 o'clock, something like that. He was supposed to be here. That's right. Okay. All right, no questions? Good. Okay. Everybody turned in, I think, the assignment. You got something for everybody, I think?
I did not check, but
Okay.
it's all over there.
Okay, there were like 50 or so.
Yeah, there was a hundred.
Connor's derelict.
All right, so let me show you what we did. We took your investment strategies, and you're going to see others' investment strategies, and we're going to talk about the performance. And I just want to use that to get insight as to what might make a good strategy, what might be a reasonable strategy. So we have a spreadsheet that has everybody's in here, and they go a little smaller. This is just showing how the market will perform. So John's is here. Okay, Ben.
I found a typo.
Bonds.
This should be like the third person's name. That's when I was learning how to copy and paste it, right? Bonds.
So you'll figure that out.
I assume since I'm at the top of the list that I won, right?
Well, you were just the first person.
I would go with that. That's good. I'm happy too.
Okay, so a lot. You can see what people did, like all stock for a while.
Put it all on black.
Being more just
Raj,
Professor Bickle,
everybody's here.
have the students ever all colluded and done this big strategy before? That was thinking about that.
We learned that doesn't work in our game theory class.
We never do that.
It's true.
We're all
together.
Okay, so then instead of result chat, we're going to do it. So then I've got, there's just some blanks. This is like a template. Then I put the aggressive, all stock, the conservative, grandma strategy, and then I put in Fidelity. Fidelity has freedom funds. So you say, look, I want to retire in 30 years. So there's a Fidelity 2055 fund. And then they automatically move your, reallocate your investment over. That might use it. Okay. Now, how did you think about coming up with your strategy? What was your process? Yes?
So for me, at the earlier, I guess this is just kind of general guidance that seems to be given before, but the earlier you are, you can assume more risk. So putting a lot more in stocks. As I'm getting closer to retirement, kind of move that down to more of the safer options.
Investment, okay, so what'd you do? You remember your strategy?
I think I did 95% stock for like 10 years or so, and then gradually decrease that, put a little bit more in bonds and T-bills as I got closer to that.
Okay, thank you. Evan?
Yeah, so I looked at the risk as the variability between the 10, 50, 90. So I tried to shrink the variability but maintain high returns. So essentially try to limit the chance that I would roll and I could get something really good.
Okay, so you simulated a bunch of different strategies. What's the 1090 range for each one versus the mean?
Correct.
And then you made some sort of trade-off you were comfortable with?
Correct.
Okay, great.
Similar. I mean, I was really just trying to focus on some sort of really utilizing the mean, and then just looking at a percentage of not beating, the other piece of it.
Going under Social
Security. So.
Okay, and kind of trading
all
those.
the different simulations. I mean, it didn't seem like there was going to be too much variability, just depending on whatever strategy I was using. So I just kind of went with one for like 10 years, and then just went to like 80, 20.
Okay.
I don't know. The risk just didn't really make much sense.
You ran a bunch and kind of tried to trade that out. Right?
I thought the standard deviation would just smooth out over time,
and just went 100% stocks the whole way, because it was the highest return.
Okay, so you went all stock. So that has the highest return, but maybe also the most risk. And it depends what the risk measure.
Yeah, but again, I think over time, that standard deviation has kind of returned to the mean.
Okay, all right, thank you. Yes.
So I went with the approach where make sure the 10th percentile is higher than the social security and maximize on 90th percentile. So my mean and 90th percentile is pretty high up, giving me an opportunity to earn more if possible, but at the same time the 10th percentile is above the social security.
Okay, so you sort of had a constraint that the 10th P10 has to be above what Social Security is going to return?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. There you go. Howdy.
Hi.
It was worth it.
Lester, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure the missing one is Jack.
Yeah.
I think Jack is Bond. Also, I think Jack's also Bond. So I think I said Jack in twice. 0.
Yeah, he's the missing.
He's the bottom, but I'm pretty sure he's also the Bond.
Okay. We'll figure it out. Jack's here.
Jack.
Yeah, the strategy is the same with all stocks. So.
Okay. Probably the same. Yeah, Richard.
I don't know what to say. My strategy was based on the premise that you aligned with us. So it was a competition, essentially. So I knew in order for it to be a competition, I was either going to have to go all or none. And there's no reason to not risk. It was very little downside risk anyway. But I got to get points, basically, or at least get as close as I can. Because a lot of other people were going to do all across the board ones, too, and someone's going to hit that jackpot.
So that pushed you towards...
Pushed me no matter what. I was going to have to compete. So
did you do all stock? Or?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Honesty.
Yeah, so what you might do for your retirement might be a little bit different than what you would do
Yes.
in the class, potentially,
Yep.
because of the competitive nature. Now,
Forever.
you know, there is some competitive nature, right? We want to all retire and, you know, have a nice place.
But we can all win in that. We can't all win here.
Yeah, okay. Last one.
Just building wealth for
In order to protect your upside,
the last few years before retirement are important.
Yeah.
That's where I thought we should take less risk and protect the upside with way more towards the
Went into something safer.
safer, and that's how usually, if you write IPS, that's how you plan to it.
So I think most strategies did that, moved into something safer over time. So I want to show you what I did is, again, we're only going to run this one time, but I ran each of your strategies 10,000 times. Okay, and then I calculated your mean. This is how much money they end up with when they retire. So 3.3 million for John on average.
Michael.
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's particular rate. 3.4 million on average. The variance, kind of how, sort of like the 1090 range, but kind of the uncertainty, 2.7, and then a 3.2% chance of underperforming Social Security. Okay, so I did that for everybody.
Oh, this is the results.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is
10,000 mutations.
This is what we did.
Easy.
This is how you would do on average, right?
Can you scroll?
Not how you would do.
Go to the bottom, Sarah.
Slow down, slow down.
It's not, they're not in order.
They're not
They're
order.
not in any order, so no. Okay, so then I plotted this. And if we plot, basically I'll show you, I've got this printed out. This is the mean, and then this is the variance.
So one outlier.
Does that make sense? So this is the risk. This is the return, right? And this is all of your different strategies. Is that clear what I'm showing?
Yes.
Okay. So where should you be on that graph?
close to that.
Maximum risk.
Why'd you want?
What's the right angle?
Would this point make sense right here?
No. You have to maximize their gains for the mid position.
You want to be on the
Low
curve.
efficiency, because this point here, there's another investment strategy that has the same risk, but higher. On the outside. So you should be somewhere on this envelope here, which is called the efficient frontier. Okay. Where you are in that envelope, that depends on your risk preference. Okay. So I went. Let me show you this slide.
Except for like that one cluster right there, like
So this is it, and I've marked out a few. This is the variance. So this point right here is all treasury bills. So low risk, but you know you're not going to earn, not going to make a lot. This is all stock. Right here is all stock. So this is Richard, right? Way out here. Lots of return, but also lots of uncertainty, right? This is all bonds, not bonds, but actual bonds, all bonds. Okay. This is Fidelity. So you can see they're on the efficient frontier. Their strategy that they have in the Freedom Fund, right? Meaning, for this amount of risk, there's not another strategy probably that has a higher return than what they have come up with. Okay. All right, and then these are some of you, 16, 22. I thought it'd be interesting to look at those strategies. Again, not calling anybody out or making fun of anybody. I'm just, let's learn what causes it.
22.
Okay, so then here's, that's one risk. The other measure of risk was the chance of underperforming Social Security. Okay, and there we see a pretty big difference.
Who's that one? That could be me.
Who's that one? This wouldn't be a good strategy. It's got less return than any of them, right? And more risk.
What's that?
We need to know. You gotta know on that one.
But they get max points, so they're good.
Okay, so that's all treasury bills.
Nice.
So like, right, I called that the grandma strategy. You think that's a safe strategy, but it's not actually. Right, it's like the highest risk, lowest return strategy. So that's pretty nice, right? Here's all stock. Here's all bonds. Okay, so that's way off the efficient frontier. Here's Fidelity again. They're pretty like close on this measure. And then here's some of these numbers again. Okay, so we could look. So like, let's just take a look. 16's off of the frontier. Okay, so. So 16, if you look at that strategy, so that's, the blue is all stock, right? The blue is the percentage of stock, the red is bonds, and then T-bills. So it doesn't seem crazy, but it's sort of, what I've noticed is if you make abrupt changes, it hurts your performance. So this sort of like, you know, cutting back stock real quick, ramping up in bonds, and then getting out. I don't know. It's off the frontier by a fair amount. Okay. Okay. 22. This and 22 was kind of similar, with probably just a more extreme version of this one, right? Didn't perform as well. Let's see. Okay, 20 is the farthest off. Okay,
Beautiful.
Now that's a strategy.
this person wasn't here yesterday, okay, so, but this is what this will work, right, if you time on your things right. Right, it's sort of like going in and out, but you can see that that really hurts the performance basically. This one is, again, one that's off the frontier, a fair amount. Right, it's not crazy, but it's just not like what Fidelity's doing, where they're going much smoother. And I think even if you smooth this even further, like if you made this sort of like continuously decreasing, I think it'd probably be even a little bit better than what they're doing. Okay, that's interesting. So you can see the impact of the different strategies. Okay. All right. Well, Frank,
Okay.
can we do it or?
Yes.
What's that?
Quick, you brought up, there are a couple names that I missed, that I want to add real quick.
Well, let's just do it. You can add that.
Okay.
You can. So these would be the official results, and you can put there. Okay. So here, this is the market right here. Stocks, bonds, T-bills. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I click the die, and then I'm going to click run one simulation. It's going to copy, paste, and we're going to see what happens.
So our name's not up there, we're just not gonna play, I guess.
If your name's
No,
not
we'll
on
add you, and you'll be scored under this. Yeah.
if you notice your name's not on there, please just send me an email real quick. I think I missed like 3.
Yeah, we'll post this.
Shipley?
Don't worry. Everybody will get credit. We'll take care of it. Okay, ready?
Let's go.
Ready? All right, here we go.
Big money.
You're gonna run 1,000 iterations? 10,000 iterations?
That was fail.
Are you old?
All right.
Forgot to print the sales.
What's that next?
Gotta run your macro programs.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just run a macro. We'll look at this. Developer, macro, run. Okay, there it is. Whoa, look at that stock market. That's pretty, ooh, look at a few bad ones right there.
They're early though. They're early, so they recover it.
They're early, pretty good, like the last 30 years. Richard might be okay, maybe. Especially like looking,
James and I are linked, actually.
look at Gary 29, like 30% return.
Yeah.
And you're still all in stock, so that's pretty good, okay?
You don't want it right.
All right, then let's go.
How can you tell?
Early.
So we'll scroll down here.
That's insanity.
That's just the market.
Yeah, it's one.
Oh, okay.
So we can go down here and see what everybody's score was.
Brutal.
Okay, the max,
The opposite of what you want. Oh, that's
okay, so the max is like 2.3 million.
That's crap.
Oh,
Wow.
Terrible. Oh, I did pretty well.
Did anybody? I don't think anybody went under Social Security. Okay, Jared.
Ray 2.2.
Cray too.
Cray.
Winner buys drinks.
Okay, so
Gray's also buying drinks.
so
I'm missing.
76%.
All right.
Craig also 100.
Yeah, Craig.
That's probably rounding, high rounded. So
I got
that's
6,000.
Sorry.
I got 6,000 more.
Where am I?
Not that I'm trying to
We might be a little competitive.
That's great.
Scroll up little bit.
All or nothing.
Anyone fail?
No.
So
nobody was below.
70.
remember, 10% of your grade is tied to this. So this is, you're going to turn in your analysis, which we're going to grade. So the maximum score on the analysis is 90. So if you get a 90 on that, John, then you would end up with a 98. For example, I'm rounding up, so I'm taking your percent, multiplying it by 10, adding it to 90 and rounding up.
You guys had last year
It
0.
looks like people did. Everybody's getting.
Yeah, you're
There's not a single person under 96.
No? I'm rounding up. I started at 90 and then I'm rounding up, so.
I got you. Keep scrolling.
98.6.
Would you be happier if somebody was like.
You want to see them suffer. Punishment. Look, as long as that's above my average.
Oh, 99, okay.
Okay, everybody good? So we'll add whoever's missing, and then we'll post this so you can go in and you can
Not gonna
let us know it's already not on there.
I think we should run it again.
Yeah, run it.
Just for fun.
No, leave it like that. Leave it like that. My, that's
So I hope you learned something about Monte Carlo.
So we're gonna put this on maybe.
We're close. Gambling.
That'd be useful. Fidelity must have a tool like that where you can simulate your retirement, right, or something like that. Okay. So what we're gonna do next is. I'm still here, but I'm gonna go to Canvas and go to the venture case study. Okay, so here's the venture case. I showed the video. Is that right? Did I show the video last time about the wisdom teeth or not?
No.
All right. So you'll want these 4 files. This is the case study. This is a diagram of the model. This is some information on multiples, which I'll cover, and then this is the template that you need that you're going to fill out. Okay, so why don't you put those all somewhere on your desktop or something. Here.
For the homework, how much are you looking for? 1 to 2 paragraph?
Yeah, let me grab this. Okay, yeah, so for the write-up, for the investing piece, right, we had 2 parts, part 1, part 2. We're not doing part 1. So for part 2, you just need to write up what was your thought process you went through for your strategy. However, much that takes, a couple, 3-4 sentences. We don't need a lot. So this case is, the setup is you're part of a small private equity firm. You're thinking about investing in this company that has a medical device that will keep wisdom teeth from ever forming. Do we have any dentists? No. The other class has a couple. Okay. So let me play this video. They're on Start Engine. Anybody familiar with Start Engine?
Yeah, you showed us it.
What's that? So like Mr. Wonderful's on here, right? It's crowdfunding. And so people, companies raise private equity here. And Trigenics was on there a little bit ago. They're getting ready to have another raise. So if you like what you see, maybe you want to do that. They raised $5 million this last round. I think it closed maybe 6 months ago or so. And so let me play the video.
Over 85% of all wisdom teeth will eventually need to be removed. Chances are you already know that wisdom. 85% of all wisdom teeth will eventually need to be removed. Chances are you already know that wisdom teeth extraction is inconvenient, expensive, and painful. Trigenics has developed a surgery-free way to stop wisdom teeth from ever forming. We do this with a gentle 1-minute treatment called 03 TBA. With our first 7.5 million raised, we finished product development, and we experienced a 100% success rate at blocking tooth formation in all our animal studies. Every year, 10 million wisdom teeth are removed in the U.S. Not only does it cost around $500 per tooth, but this invasive surgery requires anesthesia, and it results in an average of 2 to 3 days of absence from work or school. Unfortunately, wisdom teeth that aren't removed often cause serious problems. More than 80% of wisdom teeth are impacted, they cause infection, and they cause damage to other teeth. I was a practicing dentist for more than 25 years. This experience, combined with my roles of VP of Business Development at a medical technology company, as well as a founder of a high-tech company that was later acquired, positioned me to develop a far better treatment option. Our 03 TBA device works by gently warming the tooth bud from the center outwards with the same technology commonly used for removing tumors. Kids aged 6 to 12 will be able to have this treatment right in their dentist's office with no general anesthesia or no IV sedation. There are no incisions, no sutures, no bleeding, no painful recovery time, and no need for opioid prescriptions. Our kits will cost $350 per tooth rod.
I invested in Trigenics for 2 years. The concept is solid. We're avoiding surgery to remove a patient's wisdom teeth. And the people behind the concept are honest, straightforward, and get the job done. I see the 3 TBA procedure as the standard of care moving forward for removal of wisdom teeth. It's a good time to invest in the company because we have had 100% successful trials, and we're rapidly moving forward with those human trials this year.
What Trigenics is working on is actually pretty miraculous. I'm very excited. I was telling my husband this morning, I said, when it comes to market, we are taking this small child and this small child, and we are doing this.
Now we're raising funds for the next phase of our development. This year, we aim to seek FDA approval and scale up our manufacturing. We have 13 U.S. patents and believe that we have an outright lock on this market in North America. We believe we've solved one of dentistry's most long-standing problems by preventing these troublesome wisdom teeth from ever forming. This is your opportunity to invest in a revolutionary technology that has the potential to disrupt an industry worth billions of dollars. Please join us by investing in Trigenics.
Okay. Good? All right, so that's the setup. Now, this first part just repeats that. So they're going for FDA 510 clearance, which means a technology that's already used for something else, they're trying to get approval to use it in a different application that's supposed to be faster if it's approved. Okay. So your team's considering investing up to $100,000 in this round. And I've built a model, a template. So if you open up the template, it looks just like the other models we've been building. It will use at-risk, so you'll want to have at-risk open. And you're going to have to complete a little bit of this model and and hook it up to that risk. And I'll walk through it. The value metric that primary one we care about is our MOIC, multiple on invested capital. So that is, if we put in 100,000 and the multiple's 10, then our stock is worth $1 million. Okay. Now your profit would be $1 million minus 100,000, which would be the 900,000. So when I say the multiple, I'm just saying we bought 100,000 worth of stock, and now that stock's worth $1 million. That's a multiple of 10. You also care about the CAGR, the compound annual growth rate. That's basically what average return do you get per year. Because a MOIC of 10 that happens 500 years from now isn't that interesting, right? A MOIC of 10 next year would be great. So the annual growth rate includes how long you're going to be in the investment, years until we can exit this, which is uncertain at this point. Right, if you buy stock in this, right, it's illiquid, so you're holding it until Trigenics is acquired, sells, or it goes out of business. And this is the formula for the CAGR, so you can see that. We're going to use, you've had the valuation course, or are you doing it now? Or?
Doing it now.
So you talk about multiples in that class?
Next class.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay, we'll give you a head start. So to value the company, we're not going to use the discounted cash flow model. Like Bubblegum, we built a DCF model. That would be hard to do here. We have very little information about them. So we're going to use the revenue multiple, which means basically we need to estimate their revenue. And we're going to assume that the company is worth some multiple of their revenue. Tomorrow you'll probably talk about EBITDA multiples. So you got to calculate the company's EBITDA, and then the value of the company is some multiple of EBITDA. That's fine too, but you have to model all the costs if you want to do that. We're just going to model the revenue. We're not going to model the whole cost side of the business. So if we're just going to model revenue, we'd have to use the revenue. The other thing you downloaded is some detail on how these multiples work. And let me just go through an example for Starbucks. This was last year. So Starbucks market value, right? Their market cap, that's just the market value of their equity rate, is about 104 billion at this time. They had revenue of 36 billion, and their EBITDA was 7.4 billion. They had they had about $25 billion in debt and $3 billion in cash. Have you talked about enterprise value? Yes.
Yeah. Some more.
Okay, so this is basically how much Starbucks is worth, right? Starbucks is worth more than potentially their market cap. That's just what the equity holders own, right? And then the debt holders also own something. So Starbucks is worth like 104 billion plus 25 billion in debt. The equity plus the debt, and then we have to subtract the cash. Because if you wanted to buy Starbucks, that's how much money you would need. You'd have to buy all their equity, you'd assume the debt, but then you would get the cash, and you could use the cash to pay off the debt or whatever you want. Does that make sense? So a revenue multiple is just the enterprise value divided by the revenue. So for Starbucks, it was like 3.5 was their revenue. So you could just take their revenue, multiply it by 3.5. That's the value of the enterprise. The equity plus the debt minus the cash. Most of these companies on StartEngine don't have a lot of debt. Some do, but I've got that number. That's what we're, is that clear? So we just have to estimate revenue, and we're going to multiply it by a multiple. So that's what this says here. They've got 600,000 in cash, 86,000. Okay, the way we're going to think about revenue, this is like given they succeed. If they don't succeed, the revenue is going to be zero, right? If they don't get FDA approval, then they're gone. If they succeed, then we're going to model the revenue for the U.S. And we're going to think about the rest of the world as just being a multiple of the U.S. Instead of trying to model every country. They have patents in many, many countries. Asia, Europe, Australia. Instead of modeling all those countries, we're just going to model the U.S. and say, there's a multiple. So what we want to think about is their TAM, their total addressable market. And I think it's just easier to see this graphically. That other thing called the ID. This is just a graphical representation. Really wants to open it. So this is a graphical representation of the model. We want to calculate their revenue. To get their revenue, we need to know how big is the market. Total addressable market. We're going to think of that as the number of kids that are out there that are treated, times how many molars there are per kid. Okay, there's not 4, it's like 3.5 or something. And then how much revenue they can get per molar. So, how many of these things are we doing? Right? How many kids we're treating? I've got some logic in here for is this covered by insurance or not. If it's covered by insurance, then I think more kids are going to get treated than if it's not covered by insurance. So there's some logic in the model to handle that. That rolls up to revenue. We multiply it by a multiple. And then we got to know, did they succeed or not? And there's 3 uncertainties in the model, which are binary like this. Do they get FDA approval? Does the company succeed even if they get FDA approval? They could get FDA approval, but they still go out of business. They run out of cash, or there's internal disagreements, or whatever. There could be some other reason that they fail. So I've got that. Okay. So that's the big. There's equations, how all this works. This has all been coded for the most part. There's a few things I want you to add. Okay, they may not get FDA approval. How much you own would just be how much you invest divided by their valuation. So if we put in 0.1 million, 200,000, on Start Engine, they're valuing themselves at $33.87 million. Plus, they're raising $5 million. So, if you put in 100,000, you're going to own 0.257% of that. Okay. Now, if they're successful, you're going to get diluted because they're going to raise more money. Right? You'd want them to raise more money. You want them to keep going. If they're raising more money, that's great. But you're going to get diluted. You're not going to own 2.57% in the end if they're successful. So we have to think about, well, how much might the dilution be? Could be like 60%. So if the dilution was 60%, then you would own 40% of that amount in the end, 0.1%. For every input, there's P10, P50, P90. I have a source. So for the revenue multiple, I'm saying P10 is 3, P50 is 5, and the high, the P90 is 7. That's based on a line. That's the company with the clear that's like maybe an analog to them, right, in the same industry. So I said, okay, let's use their public. So I got their written. Okay, how long it takes us to exit? 3, 6, maybe 10 years. What the dilution might be, and so on. Do you think there's a 40% chance they're going to get FDA approval? Or I have it here. You feel free to change any of these numbers. These are just whatever. But 100%. And if they would say it's 100, right? But 70% chance the company succeeds if they get approved. Still like 30% chance this thing craters for some other reason. Is it going to be covered by insurance or not? Okay, so the task is, I'm not sure it's 100 for insurance. You said 100.
I say that was like a high percentage for insurance coverage.
Yeah. The probability?
The probability that insurance companies will cover an elective procedure to prevent
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's probably.
You think that's higher? Yeah. I don't know. I think that's an important uncertainty. Because also the company that's covering the kid, by the time they grow up, they might be on a different plan. So unless the industry like somehow says, hey, this is good for all of us, like, let's cover this.
Most dental insurance is now supplemental anyway. It's not real true insurance. It's more just a system to kind of help you get reimbursed basically for basic stuff.
So change any of the numbers you want to. Okay, so I want you to complete the model, do a tornado, create a cumulative, and then I want you to calculate this, the chance of success, and then given they succeed, what's the 10, 50, 90 and make a recommendation. Okay, so if we go here, anything with this color is something you need to add as a team. You're going to work on this in your team. But the CAGR would be 1. Okay, that's calculated down below. Where there's black here, you shouldn't put anything. These are like constants, like what their valuation is. Okay, you don't need to change that. You need to put in the assessment for dilution. Okay. These FDA approval and company succeeds. 0 means they fail. 1 means they succeed. So this one would be like, for FDA approval, you would go like that. Put in that equation, put in this, 2 things. And then there's a few calculations to add. I think there's 4 calculations. And once you've done that, then this thing will work. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad. And let me show you the at-risk stuff. This is exactly like we did it yesterday. There's a discrete distribution there. Okay, so it's going to generate a 1, 2, or 3, and then you're going to be using these values. So that's already in there. So if I want a distribution here, I would go copy paste. Now I got a distribution there. The new one that's different are these binary ones, these 3 binary. This is a Bernoulli distribution. Bernoulli means yes or no. Okay, and so what I have in here right now is 60% chance of 0, meaning they don't get FDA approval. 40% chance of 1, which means they do have it. The way I'm telling it what probability to use is over here, in this cell, right here. This is the chance that they fail, this is the chance they succeed. Okay, and that cell is called probability of FDA approval. So the distribution, so at risk is just looking over there and saying, oh, okay, I want a 40% chance of a 1. If you want to change the number, you think, look, I think there's a 80% chance of failure. You could make that 80, that would become 20, and if you go look at the distribution now, now there's an 80% chance. So I don't have to go into at-risk and edit stuff. Change the assessment right here, and then it'll work. So you would need to do this one. I could paste it there. But now that's referring to the wrong cell, because they use the name, so I would just double click on it and put it there. Probability of company success. And I think what we say the chance they're going to succeed is if they get approval. I think that was 70%, so you've got to put this number in. Now this distribution will work. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to get into breakouts, complete the model, which shouldn't take long, right? I want you to spend more time on like running it and interpreting it, like understanding what it's doing. But fundamentally, right, it's just calculating revenue, multiplying it by a multiple, and we've got uncertainty in terms of what the revenue might be. It handles, is this company going to succeed or are they going to fail? Okay, so we'll work on this. My plan is, like, let's be back in here at 4 o'clock. And so whatever, when you need to take breaks or whatever, you manage that. Back in here at 4, unless Connor and I tell you something different. Okay, you should be able to, I think, finish it up in that amount of time. And, complete the assignment. And okay? All right, we'll see you in breakout. Now, here's you need a USB. Here's your USB cable.
Oh, not
I'll break out. Break. Okay. I need a break. I'm gonna find you guys poorly titled
Lunch or something. I was looking at last week. I wanted to, and I was like,
We're close enough.
like regular presentation. Website. Copy those PDFs. And pretty close to easy.
So, you ready? I'll be less distracted.
You do?
Yeah, that's
Open road? Yeah.
literally downstairs.
Yeah, we'll both be wearing them.
There you go. Wow.
Yes. There we go.
He thinks of everything.
Jaeger's on top of it. Connor, let me send you the results. I don't think I did that.
an email. I was pursuing an offer to work at jet propulsion laboratory for the summer, but I'm taking the summer funding for the fellowship, so I can get my research done.
Oh, okay. It covers the summer? All right, well, that's pretty good.
I mean, rather than you.
Okay. Yeah, why don't we, do this one down the hall?
I think that's the last one.
Oh, okay.
Good luck to anybody else.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can just do that, this thing, I'm just gonna walk around, probably be harder for you to know what to do.
Okay. Do you want me to set up the wine station somewhere discreetly?
We're gonna do that, let's see. I've already opened it. I was thinking like, not for like another hour.
Okay. Is there enough for another hour and a half?
Yeah. So let's wait a little bit.
You're done?
All done. Nah, just kidding.
We need to go get a HDMI for there before all that.
Crap, still is just like, I thought I lost you for a second, I got really panicked.
Got really jittery?
Yeah.
Professor.
Hey.
We have a question, but is that the egg here or?
Yeah, let me come down, I'm just.
Oh, perfect.
I'm just getting a couple of markers.
Thank you. So we're done with question 1 and question 2.
Yeah.
And now we're working on question 3, and we were curious about like what.
I'm gonna ask you for your insights. Here, well, I have you. That's for Dan Davis's new baby girl.
Cool, okay. Let me go back down here, and then I'll work my way back down to you guys.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Hi.
How's it going in there?
It was okay. We have help from our experts.
Good, you know. Sometimes.
Well, you're free from the boot thing.
For now,
Good.
yeah. Walkable, but it's not quite.
Like it was? Yeah, it takes a while.
Takes forever. Oh, we're talking about healing, not homework.
Yeah, trying to be patient.
It's hard because you're used to your body working a certain way and then it doesn't.
Yeah. This.
You know what happens? I don't know. I don't want to like scare you, but that happens with age too. Like
Yeah.
you're used to your body doing stuff, and then it's like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Like
And then
sitting
you're
down
very-
without grunting.
And then you're very frustrated with yourself, and you don't know what to do. Yeah.
How does Torpix know what we're looking at?
I'm not sure, honestly. Torpex has always been kind of a weird thing for me to use. I honestly don't use it on the regular. I usually just use it when I TA this class.
It's really cool, but it's kind of like a black box, and if something is off, like,
Yeah, I think
I don't know how to troubleshoot.
There's some like documentation online, but I think I remember Dr. Bickle saying that it's not that good. Let's see.
I just think like, in order to be like super, like just good at this, there's intelligence, but then there's also like experience in it.
Oh, yeah,
To
for sure.
like around all that stuff.
So, do you know, is this kind of work that we just did going to be on the final that we're going to be required to do? Or is it going to be more like interpreting the output?
Like, we're gonna have to run a whole simulation, because I feel like the risk of error.
Yeah, you probably, trying to think back to the last final, what was on it? I don't think you had to like, I mean, this, don't quote me on this, I don't think you had to like, do a lot of modeling on the computer, it was more like interpreting, but, he changes it sometimes too, so. I lean towards less like having to actually fiddle with software and more toward like answering conceptual questions about it. Yeah. I can't guarantee it.
You need to nudge him towards interpreting this thing, because.
No, I think he knows that, like, control. If you're doing the exam,
Yeah, I kind of isn't. I
your
think she's
computer
getting
starts
tired of all
misbehaving
the
or
jokes
something,
about
like,
it.
Excel starts,
So I think we
misbehaving,
just
and like, that can derail the whole thing. So
Like,
I
not
think
us as a group only, but like, I think in general.
conceptual questions, so it's not like,
Yeah.
you might have to like draw one of those
Did you
things
get
in by
that?
hand.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example,
I could do
not so
yeah.
much like.
But run the full, if there was a problem, we wanted to do what we just did.
Yeah.
Go on, passing that.
You probably won't have to.
You're not getting fun of it, then people don't love you.
I know, that's how it is for me too.
Probably
I mean, I
not.
used to
Probably
tell
more
people
just
that I love
conceptual
because that's
stuff.
kind of like
So,
what
but,
I do, but I don't think
You're like, no,
used to
it
that
won't.
or that.
And I would
Like
say
she
it's-
understands that he came from a good place, like he didn't mean anything, but I think she's getting it enough that she's
Well,
starting
I would
to.
say like the entire class is,
Yeah,
she's kind of
it's
a
starting to
focal
bother
point
her,
of
yeah.
the love. I can see that.
She all right?
Yeah, she'll be okay. I think we just need to tell the rest of the group to tone it down with the cocoa jokes.
Insulate, isolate.
Yeah.
How we do that without, I don't wanna like say, hey Coco, go down the hall and then talk to the whole class, but I don't wanna call, I don't know if that would be even more attention if we bring it up as a class.
Yeah, that would
Jesus
probably,
stops in
that's
the
probably
front.
not what she wants either. Maybe, like, I mean, you guys, I can talk, when I, like, just when you talk to your circles of guys, when you're talking, like, maybe mention it as something
Okay.
that we not
That's
desire
a good
to do
idea.
anymore, and I'll probably do the same with the girls.
Let it permeate that way.
Yeah, she probably doesn't want an announcement.
Yeah, like, all right, hey guys.
Everybody listen. That's the genius.
In an effort not to focus on it. I'll focus on Coco. For a minute. You know.
Let's focus on, yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be more like, here's a model, maybe like one thing to do and then like simulate and then interpret?
I don't even think, like, I'm trying to remember the last exam, like, graded, like, I don't think it's a whole lot of, like, modeling stuff. I think it's more, like, interpreting, like, doing stuff by hand. I don't think you'll have to, like, rely on Excel that much, or at all.
That's even more scary, Connor.
Yeah, I think,
What did you say?
it's been a year since I graded the final for this last time, so it's like, I'm trying to recall. There's gonna be stuff about trees, and like, sometimes you're gonna have to invert a tree, and like, think about condition probabilities, and
I could easily make, I probably like, same type of stuff that was on the midterm, I'm just trying to like, what we've gone over yesterday and today.
It's gonna be
how that transfers to actual action on it. Because like, I'm following with some of the modeling and what you have to do, but like, the opportunity for error just in like fat finger and shit would not be representative of my knowledge
material. My understanding of the last exam is that I don't think there was an Excel portion at all. It was like interpret stuff and like here's an Excel sheet maybe, and it's like what, you know.
What would you
here's
say
a
is
plot,
the
yeah.
sensitivity? What would you say, you know, about the riskiness of this?
Yeah. I don't think there was ever like make Excel do like a tornado diagram. Make Excel, you know. It's like, how would you do more questions like how would you do Monte Carlo here, or like how many samples would you know want, or how would you do given this distribution, like how would you do a Monte Carlo run of it? What would you expect? More like ideas, less like implement stuff. But I mean, that was a lot. He could change it. That was a lot. He gets ideas sometimes. Like we're gonna do something.
You don't need to get creative.
I know where to find it.
I'm blaming if it's not, if it's something hard, then.
Of course, it does.
Yeah, come after you.
I bet Connor said make it harder.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I like your dress, Ruby.
Thanks. I was trying to, I didn't have very much of a Western.
But hey, safari.
I was like, what item do I have that will work with a hat?
There was some cultural, interweaving going on.
Had that damn Shabuzi song stuck in my head all day.
So,
The Shabuzi, you know who that is?
I have no idea what you're
Okay.
talking about.
All right.
Where is my produce?
No Skittles.
No Skittles. You guys want to upload yours, Kirk?
Not yet. This is literally like. Are you into DC stuff? Not really.
Well, I'd like to be.
Like literally.
I told everybody when we started this exercise, I bet he proves that a $10,000 investment into this thing makes your money a grand baby back.
It's literally their model. They don't want singles, doubles, triples. They want grand slams. So they're fine writing something off to zero.
Yeah.
But if they have to get the thing that is like 400x, 200x, it's literally their model. So there's a book, Secrets of Sand Hill, that just like talks about that, and it's so prevalent in software and tech that you can create those type of outcomes. Like in food and bev, the VC investors are a lot different. They are not willing to write off the zero.
Yeah, because there's so much more capital.
They're a lot more capital, but also they don't do the hockey stick like a Zoom can do, like a different software that can just all of a sudden now it's available in Germany, UK.
Right. Yeah, instantly.
Like, where it's like a physical good that like that's going to take a lot of infrastructure. So it's interesting that there's like all these food VCs that they like try to like copy some of these models, but then they like can't.
Yeah, I'm sure. So there's actually specific food, like, is that what Pat does? Is he a food VC?
No, he's more of like a consultant, like a service provider. I know he has he's on a board of something.
Okay.
No, I haven't asked him specifically what.
I haven't seen him in forever.
I saw him
I stare at his backyard all the time. I see him like all the time.
You don't know Jeff, his partner?
I think I know where he lives. He lives at the front of my street.
Okay. Jeff Lovely.
The house for sale, there's a house for sale right next to me.
Oh, yeah?
Neighbors are moving, then we just moved to Houston.
When I was looking 4 years ago, we had a couple folks that lived out in Lakeway, and they kept trying to get me to move out there. But the only people we truly knew were in Central Austin.
Yeah.
So it's like, that seems like we're not actually ever going to go into town to like visit and see them if we actually did that.
You definitely don't. It's hard enough for me to be like, oh, I drive all the way downtown to go to school.
But it's interesting, you've mentioned like everyone that's moved or lives out there is using some kind of transplant. Really good holidays.
All right. My buddy told me that when we were moving there.
I know.
Yes.
Right before it gets warm, and I can't wear them.
Yeah, we're not gonna get these.
You're warm inside the class, it's cold in here.
Yeah, that's fine for sure. I'll have it. You're a genius.
Yeah.
This
We
is
just
a-
had it going there.
Already got
Versus. You gotta go full finance, you just bring.
You gotta go full
You gotta
finance.
hold it out, you gotta freak. You gotta freak. That's
One's for females now.
Okay.
You freak.
I don't use the word either.
There you go.
Europe. Yeah.
I mean, you have a nice curve.
I'm not. I thought about it, but I've got 2 weeks of military duty right before that. I literally moved from there straight there, so that's like 40 weeks. I'm still in the reserves. I'm an infantry officer. You don't do anything.
You're at Fort Dix now?
What's that?
You're at Dix,
Fort
right?
Dix, yeah, I've been Fort Dix years. Yeah.
Take the whole
Yeah. I've never been. I used to be in the Maryland National Guard, but I live in New York. But I'm in Amtrak now. I'm training like Edgewood Airfield.
There you go.
I promise I'm not wrong. That's a fair.
Not much going on there, but.
Yeah.
She asks what you do, and I say, help essentially dig a hole, and then to fill it up, and then to dig it again.
Exactly.
So it feels like it sometimes.
Yeah, it's a military trope. It's not really what they're doing.
I do.
Like, actually, it makes sense.
So I just help.
2 of my 3 kids that had their wisdom teeth.
Go to the range, planning and resourcing, and that kind of stuff.
How long is on there?
Yeah.
Saw you Googling yourself.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Pat.
What's the there code?
You have that.
Yeah. I got 4 in process, but you know the story that you mentioned this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what we said. You have to make sure. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's without simulator.
But if it does, you're upside.
Separation of greenhouse gases, natural gases, like CO2, H2S, or gases. So when you get natural gas from the consider all these little gases, and they're like greenhouse gases. And we watch
That's the thing you don't know is like
when those decrease, those decrease
44?
Yeah, so we're fine.
They got one. Governments don't want those because, they go into environment.
Sure.
So,
So recapture it.
correct.
Separate.
Correct. So that's what the process does.
Yeah, I think about that.
My first job.
28%?
Okay.
I would do Austin.
I was, when you mentioned
I'd
and then I don't know how
to
to. Like the whole process and
Startups, they're just.
I was looking at
You gotta take
some of
time.
these.
I was thinking
on
companies that
And to be honest, I don't know how to find my partners unless I want to my name.
That looks like a consortium that's trying to invest.
over and I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll Google them later and see what he's finding. Just go to the patent office.
This is your business.
It's mostly in case for like the guy
And then this for one, whatever, right?
You can here's young chickens for nice
selling it.
Right.
Yeah. And then it also
Put out like their agreed.
that's all the showing. Exactly. Yeah, so it's like please don't by the time they actually start seeing
Liquidity.
The
The share is valued like high.
That's true.
We can drop it.
Signed in my military. Yeah, so actually before Khalid got paid, yeah, if possible. So, mom's Linda. And she signed
The bonus hits.
There you go.
Shows up.
They'll make the one. Put all the bonus and some risky investments. My wife is super risk averse.
They'd become dumb and broke. Still in high school.
Whereas I'm take the whole thing, including paycheck in Vegas, and see what happens.
Why didn't song that?
I know, so crazy. She's like,
You can always make
it
one.
was the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know. And then
I'm trying to figure out if it's too late. Trying to figure out if it's too late. They just
if you talk,
Well, now he's
certainly a higher.
my classmates said yeah, take it easy.
See it. Take a shot somewhere else. I did that after Raul's class. One of those bunkers up like.
I am not fully and that's what.
Take some of that and put it back into these guys. Try to get
Like, I just.
There's only 99 investors and they raised 3.5.
Yeah, that's from the.
That's the
what they have
the
access to.
35,000 investors.
I've been watching this for a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
It was like 9. Crisis stage.
So like 2 more people can.
I forgot.
They'll probably do another round.
Yes, I totally forgot about that.
There's a lot of good stuff on there. I was like,
Yeah. I haven't like where the sidewalk is. All of our programs.
That's it. That's awesome. That's where.
So we have like yes, the lightning attic. Actually,
That's where it's gonna go. It's awesome. It's taking all of your data and making an LLM off of that. Yeah.
we've already done that.
Yeah.
That's it. In KNC.
What do you come up with, like 70% failure?
70 something.
72.
That was my sister.
You're still willing to do it?
Got it all done. Still going for it?
Oh,
No regrets.
I'll say you edited it. Great.
very risk tolerant.
It's only a small investment.
It's
There will be money to be made here.
Expectation, like for me, it's like. Just need to do that. I don't know what.
What?
High risk investment.
For me, it doesn't get, I want to know if this.
Yeah, we did. We went to Space Bingo. That was pretty brother.
No.
That's actually pretty cool, man. Food was great. Usually when you get something like that. Yeah. Just like draw. I'll tell you. When you get a gimmick and stuff.
Thank you.
You guys gonna go out tonight? I say that every time when I hear a story that I see you on Saturday, you're like, really around.
I would advise against that.
Social events, I just go. Yeah, I get that.
Oh, like you're the OG. Okay, sorry.
Well.
I would take this like
So like what you did there, just be able to get that. They'll spread so you guys.
Just don't.
3 years deep, guys. So is this venture?
Just don't hit me.
So homework 3 we started.
Just gotta do the analysis. Describe the game plan you used on that investment.
When she gets up, the fucking excels. Yeah, you're supposed to feel like sad. Like, let me. No, that's not serious.
Safety in Canvas. Pull the canvas up to my person. Submitted. Oh, I'm like, it's impressive. Look, there it goes. Refresh is still in it. Okie dokie. That's really strange. Data-driven harvest to say.
Everyone adds value.
That's connected to the internet, right, your VM? Yeah, I would assume so.
And now I realize that before then, I can.
You built this, Ruby?
Yeah.
I know, when we had it, we didn't have to do any group presentations, we didn't have any great marketing.
I know. Head of marketing. That's for your money back. All in. Yeah, we mortgaged our house. Went all in.
Silver belly?
What?
Right. Forgot about that thing.
Okay, so we get back here. I think everybody is here. We have 1 minute. Okay, so are you coming up the learning curve on Monte Carlo? A little bit? Okay, so, yeah, take a little bit, yeah.
Just a point of clarification, for the final exam, are we expected to run tour picks at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, for the final, I'm not going to ask you to do anything like in Excel or at risk or anything like run something. I mean, I would assume you know how to use them, but I'm not going to. I'll send out an announcement, but under put up a example final here. You can look through, and then I put up the instructions here for the final. And so you've got 2 hours for the final, plus up to 30 minutes for facilitate printing or scanning or whatever's needed there. So that's 2.5 hours. There's going to be some pen and paper stuff. There is one problem that would ask you to print out something. So you can work on paper, or you can work on it on a PDF. You can edit stuff digitally. So I think you either want to print or be able to write on a digital PDF. If either of those work, you could do it on your own paper, but I think it'd be a little faster if you're able to print. And then upload so that's it. You can read through this, but that's all that is.
For the Mac users, is there going to be any, we have to use our virtual machine? Because I've had some issues uploading my work on the virtual machine. It says I've uploaded my work and...
Yeah, none of Canvas work. Canvas work under Mac. Yeah, so I'm not asking. The only reason you need virtual machines to run at risk.
Do we need that for the final? At risk,
Don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
This isn't a final question.
No.
Sure, wait.
Oh yeah, wait just 1 second. That's it. So the final's comprehensive. Anything we've covered up to this point, or for the course.
Are you going to provide an example, like a sample, like you do with the midterm? So there's
a sample.
It's in comments. Already up.
Yes.
Are we still having office hours this Tuesday?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it was just about the venture thing.
Huh?
And so we upload that, so it's just that last page, right?
Yeah.
That we just did? Okay.
Yeah, and then, well, and I asked for answers to questions 2 and 3, like your tornado.
But in the write-up below.
Yeah. You can put, I don't care what, I mean, that made that sheet plus your tornadoes. You're good with this. Here, let me. Word document, the answers to 2 and 3.
Yep.
So tornado, cumulative, and then in addition, complete that sheet.
Right, good. We just put it all down there. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Did it look like a pretty good investment?
We thought so. I think so.
Normal.
I put in 25K.
Nice.
I don't know.
Real life?
Yeah, in real life.
Well, he gets it from Randy's fronting the investment. Randy's fronting the investment with all those $20 and $100 gains.
Yeah. So yeah, I got. Have you ever heard of My Radar?
Yep.
On the iPhone. There's
Yes.
an app. Yeah. My Radar, which I like quite a bit. So if you're a subscriber, maybe like 2 years ago, they said, hey, we're raising money on starting.
Yep.
So that's how I kind of started. So I invested in My Radar a little bit, and then I saw Genex, and then I got kind of like addicted to it a little bit. But most of the stuff on it, there's like alcohol.
Is it like gambling?
A lot of alcohol stuff. I did 2 in Hawaii because I like Hawaii. And so that way I can like walk in, like I'm an owner, like I'm an investor.
How does Jagger feel about
So there's like alcohol, and then there's a lot of pharma stuff, like medical devices and pharma. So, and there's some other things. It's pretty interesting. I don't know. I think it's probably good for the companies because they can raise capital, I think, at a cheaper rate than through me than going to like a venture capitalist.
Yeah.
Especially for stuff that's like has brand appeal, like Hawaii thing, like oh, I just want to be an investor. So
Don't give up any control either.
and you don't get any control or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Do they send you
maybe I don't know, James. Am I gonna this is like Philly dumb? Am I gonna lose all my money?
72% chance.
Anyway, check it out. There's
Did you run this analysis?
That's why I built this model.
Brilliant.
So you can also, they have this start engine private where you can buy Anthropic shares, Chime,
Complexity.
yeah, there was, what's the one where you guys, like all the, kind of like database source tables where they put, yeah, Discord, Epic. So these are, yeah, Airtable.
Oh, liquid death, no?
So these are like people that have left these companies. Somehow, Start Engine is able to buy their units, and then they form a company, and they put the units in that company, and then you're buying shares in that company that's holding.
Oh, okay.
Cool. This is like, so to buy like into Triagenics and stuff, you have to be an accredited investor. It's not.
It's a low bar.
It's a pretty low.
Yeah.
Right. For these, it's like it's one level higher, and these are like the minimum investment might be
35K.
30K. Go to this.
What is an accredited investor?
It's like your annual salary income has to be more than
300 people.
300.
It's not.
Or certain amount of wealth. But this is higher. So I haven't done any of these because this is like 30K in one thing versus like
I think
it's
million.
You want another one?
Yeah, we
There's something similar, but it's called micro venture.
The minimum income is
But
not really.
the thing is, if Anthropic goes public, you have stipulations that you cannot sell for IPO.
No,
Which is usually the right time.
most of it don't.
Yeah.
So, I invested
On the net test.
for that. Really just Uber was up for like 6 months. By the time we had our options myself, we did not deal like Robinhood. All of these things are. That's the. That's the issue. Is like you cannot sell right away when they go IPO. So if you see as a long-term strategy, yes. But if you're looking for a pre-IPO pop and get the money out, that's
yeah, we might be locked up. So anyway, check these out. It's kind of fun. Okay, any other questions on Triagenics or final? Like I said, I'll put up a module with the example final, the instructions. I'll send out an email on that.
Any of the documents that you created, could we turn into templates for our own use later?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like I have a model template, decision model.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'll put that up there.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like the Triagenics one, but just.
Yeah, that's great. That'd be helpful.
Okay. All right, so we've got William Yeager. Meeting with him. I think he's on his way, and he liked what everybody did. Asked one group to lead the discussion here. And then you'll probably see if the other groups have any comments. So where's this group at?
Where's Jaeger at?
Oh, is it?
Where's Jaeger?
We'll have to find it. So while you guys are getting set up.
Come on.
Dream fulfilled, right?
Oh, surveying that's happening? I'll make sure we're capturing the voices.
Oh.
We'll make sure it's Philip Jones. We're gonna be using it.
Hey, guys. Did I show you the 73? No. Oh, I didn't? Okay, here's a bottle of the 73. I can send it around.
Yeah.
Pass it along, you're with it.
Back over here.
Oh, it's not open.
All right, so I'll send it over here. John, is that okay? Okay, so hey, I'm really excited. Looking forward to making this decision. So, seems like it's been kind of a long process, so I'm looking forward to it.
So we're here to answer one critical question: should Freemark Abbey harvest its grapes now or wait? And our team has analyzed the financial impact, the weather uncertainty, and the brand implications to provide the best course of action.
Very good.
We wanted to start with our key recommendations up front. Use the Doppler grader, which is a 10,000 investment to confirm rainfall. If the rain is coming, we're recommending that you invest $100K in spores to ensure botrytis and maximize the expected revenue. If no rain, we wait to harvest at optimal sugar levels. And the reasoning for this is, one, it minimizes the risk, it eliminates the uncertainty, it maximizes revenue, it protects your brand reputation, which I think is really important. And it balances short-term and long-term strategy, so there's immediate gains and premium product positioning.
That's a lot of investment. 10K for the Doppler
Yeah.
and 100 for the spores. At least what it is. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not gonna have a guess. Something probably after.
That was a good try, guys.
Molar technology. Heard about that.
But if you really put it at 100,000 for the fall,
Yeah.
or for the sports,
Yeah.
you will guarantee that you will get the botrytis and you will maximize the profit.
I definitely would pay 100,000 to get this grapes.
So I guess let's walk through our decision framework, right? So if we harvest now, there's no risk to pros, and there's immediate revenues. Cons, it's the lowest EV, and it uses potential premium line. We wait for botrytis, create high value Riesling, and cons is uncertainty. So how do we make the best choice? We cannot rely on chance, and so we're going to look at data to decide to guide our decision. Is this the same one that we're passing around?
No, that's 91. This is the 73. Yeah. But that was a good year.
It's no, we want to combine. So what's the financial impact? We have created a table to go over our option expected value and the key consideration. And so key insights is if we do nothing, we gamble on botrytis forming naturally, which is only a 40% chance. If we invest in a Doppler, we confirm the storm and react accordingly. If rain is coming, spores ensures botrytis formation, which locks in the highest value.
So harvest now is 336. That's you get based on the price we get per bottle now. Okay. And then waiting. Okay, weight plus Doppler. Does that include the spores? The weight plus Doppler is including the spores or not?
Yeah, it's spores.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Let me see what else we got.
So we wanted to show the decision.
Yeah, sure. So we just wanted to show what are our various decisions you can take based on what you want to do.
Yeah.
And here you can see the expected value, which is kind of a probability of making how much money, like on a basis of something like expected value. So based on the decisions we make, these are the expected values that we have, and
the optimal route or the best route is where you kind of get the maximum expected value with the kind of investment.
That's the 561 in the previous.
So the 561 is a combination of before you know if it's gonna rain or not.
Yeah, we don't know.
So, but if it does rain and you get the mold, you'll get 758. If it doesn't rain, you only invested in the 10K. You don't have to invest on the mold, on the spores, and you get a higher expected value than harvesting now with the young grapes.
What would be the
Okay, all right, let's see what else we got.
So what we're ultimately trying to do here is to balance risk, brand, and profit. And how what we're proposing works because it minimizes your risk, it maximizes the revenue, it ensures the highest expected value, it protects your brand, and it balances immediate and long. So you might have a question, what if the situation changed? So took like 3 questions that you might have for us. So what if the storm weakens? We use the dollar to confirm before committing more resources, right? So before we spend more money. If the botrytis still doesn't form, it's not, it might be a question, and it's not a risk with the spores, which is what we're recommending. And what happens if we do nothing? If we leave things to chance, it is not a sound disposition.
So let me ask that, because I thought we had said the Doppler wasn't working at first.
No, with the Doppler, we get to know whether it rains or not. That would affect our decision. Maybe to make an investment for the spores.
In the spores.
So it will help us to know if we should invest for the spores.
So we got to put out the spores before we know if it's going to rain.
And then if you don't use the Doppler and you put the spores and if it doesn't rain, you're wasting $100,000.
Or you waste $100,000.
If it doesn't rain,
and how often would that happen?
We're living into chance if it rains or not.
And that was like 50%?
Yeah, we're just taking a blind guess.
50%, so you're saying half the time I'd waste $100,000, which is like a $50,000 risk, if I understand right. And I can avoid that by spending $10,000.
We are not giving anything to that field.
And then if it does rain and if you don't pay for the mold, for the spores, it's also not certain that you will get the botrytis.
Yeah. If I knew it was going to rain, I definitely would buy the spores. Because then, like you said, we'd be guaranteed getting them. So
The only way to know that is if you buy the Doppler.
That seems like a pretty good thing to get. Okay. Any other slides or?
Yeah. So what we're recommending is the immediate action plan. Right? Step 1 is to rent the Doppler for $10,000 to assess rainfall risk. Step 2, again, if there's no rain, we wait to harvest at optimal sugar levels. If there is rain, we are recommending that we invest an additional $100,000 in spores to ensure botrytis. And step 4 is we monitor the acidity and sugar levels. Yes.
Okay.
But as any good consultant, we always want to ask our client if to confirm some of our proposals and what we've outlined aligns with your vision and any concerns that you might have, and if there are any alternative scenarios.
No, I'm really impressed with the analysis, because if I understand right, so we get the Doppler. If it says rain, then get the spores. That makes sense to me. So what you laid out is going to give us a 50% chance of getting botrytis. That's it, right? Because if it's going to rain, then we're going to get botrytis. Correct. So I like that. That's definitely in line with our values. I'm a little worried about the execution. You're going to have to work with Barney and Murray to sequence. You're going to have to tell them first the Doppler, then the spores. I don't want them to get that out of order. That wouldn't make sense. Right? And then anything else? I don't know. I keep coming back. I like the work. I think we need to come up with a strategy to address the porta potty issue. We need to maybe put in permanent bathrooms or something like that. So maybe is that something your firm specializes in?
We'll put you in with a porta potty division.
Consultant would say
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me ask the other teams. Is that a similar recommendation? Get the Doppler, and then the spores? Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. You can send the invoice. You can send it to Alfred.
Good job. That was pretty.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Okay. Where's our 73? Still fitting around. Okay. Now watch this.
Everybody's getting a sip.
Wow. Never guess that was you. All right, so I want to talk through some. All the presentations were good. I gave you some slides you could pick from. Some people used them, some didn't. I didn't pick this one because I didn't use any of those. I kind of like the formatting of this one. I thought wanted to get a chance to do that. I'm going to show you some of the slides. Okay. Now, where are you going?
I'm going to Seattle.
Going to Seattle?
Don't break your foot. Yeah, well,
Whatever.
Watch out for the transients.
Okay, so here, let's see here what happened. Or actually, let me go through some analysis and then I'll see what happened. So here, this slide has the final recommendation, basically. Harvest now, wait, spores or the hybrid. And I think most of the groups came up with this in their breakouts. Every time I go through this, for me, this is the real value in the process. It's not about coming up with a number. It's about the insights that we have that we wouldn't have had if we didn't do this. Right? You've come up with a strategy, the red one, that has less downside. But remember, we started here. If he was going to bottle, this went down to like 8. And you cut that off. You said, don't bottle, sell bulk. And then you said, well, get the spores. But if you get the spores, the probability of doing worse than harvesting went up to 50%. Right? That number went up to, instead of 40% chance of doing worse, it went up to 50. But the expected value was higher. So then you said, hey, do the hybrid, and now you've eliminated almost all the risk. So you've come up with an alternative that has less risk. Right? It's got a better P10. It's got a better P50. It's got a better mean. That's almost the same P90. It's like magic, isn't it? I mean, by making good decisions, right? And we wouldn't have got this if we didn't do business analytics and the decision modeling, right? If we didn't go through this, we wouldn't have the thoughts. That's what, for me, it's all about. It's not about, here's a cumulative distribution. Right? It's about, what is that telling us? What do we do to make things better? Is that clear? Now, I like to think about how can we tell this story in the simplest possible way. And I want to throw out a table. Let's say Jaeger cares about 2 things. He cares about the probability of getting botrytis. And he's worried about the probability of doing worse than ours. You might call this greed. We'll call this fear.
Can you slide it over a little bit?
Oh, sorry. I don't know what's going on. The resolution is different. So, greed and fear, right? This is what he's worried about. If he harvests now, there's no chance of getting arthritis, and there's no chance of doing worse than harvesting. If he waits, you remember there was a 50% times a 40%, so a 20% chance of arthritis if he waits, but a 40% chance of doing worse. Remember you guys calculated a 40% chance of doing worse. If he gets the spores, now there's a 50% chance of botrytis, because you get botrytis whenever it rains. But there's a 50% chance of doing worse than harvesting, because you're paying for spores in all those scenarios where it doesn't rain. So then you have your hybrid. That's got a 50% chance of botrytis. It's only got a 10% chance of doing worse than harvesting. I think you just put that table up, right? I mean, that's pretty clear, right? You don't need a lot of fancy graphs, right? I mean, you want this, you don't want that. Look, this gives you the best in both of those columns. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. So what happened? Well, you saw in 73, they got it. Okay. 73, they got it. This is my buddy Bruce that I teach with sometimes. You can see he's got a little Freemark Abbey. He's up at Freemark. Jaeger died in the 90s. Okay. This is the manager now, Barry Dodds. And he's showing him a bottle of the 73. I still have a bottle there. In 73, what happened was Jaeger got a call from another vineyard that said, hey, we forgot to harvest. Would you mind going over there and just harvesting our Riesling and you can have it? This was before Napa was like a real big thing. So they went over there to harvest and it was just botrytis everywhere. So they got it. The first year was like an accident, and this was the first late harvest Riesling in the U.S. In 73, they Freemark created it. Then they did get it in 76. Okay, I've got a bottle of that. When Bruce retired, we had a party for him out in San Francisco. There's a place across the bay, I forget his name, but I hired real actors. I hired a real actor, like not me, a real comedic actor to play Jaeger.
You're a good real actor. Go
Okay, well, this guy's like a real comedian.
He just wants to.
So Bruce didn't have any idea, and so it comes time for wine, and then Jaeger comes in, and then he starts serving Freemark Abbey, and played the part the whole night. It was like he walked out of like the screen. It was like so fun. Anyway, we drank both of these. They were horrible. It's pretty old. Like I think it's probably oxidized.
What year was it you drank from?
73 and 76.
No, what year did you actually physically open the bottle?
Oh, that was like 2 years ago. So, I mean, it was okay. It was, after you had a couple glasses. Okay, so that's that. Now, Jaeger did not get on Wine Spectator magazine, unfortunately, but I did.
Oh, wow.
No,
you look like you Are you sure?
Yeah. Everything is.
We had a few glasses slime down there.
That's not real. Okay. So that's Freemark. All All right, hope you had fun with the, yeah, with the case. All right, I've got a little bit of a final here.
That's the ending.
A little final, let's see what else I want to cover here.
Oh my goodness.
With some closing slides. So here's Hager the Horrible. Do we invade France or England? Decisions. I'm going nuts. I'll flip a thumbtack. Good idea. Pin up or pin down. Decisions. Right there. Everywhere. Don't go away. So I'm going to give you a final exam. See if you can identify which element of decision quality each of these cartoons corresponds to. So the first element of DQ was appropriate frame. The second was alternatives. Okay, we talked a little bit about alternatives, but there's certainly more to say, and we needed to move on to beyond this. I think so. There's certainly more to say about that. Okay, information, meaningful, reliable information. Got to have good probability distributions going in. The next was clear values and trade-offs. Right, we saw an example of that yesterday. If we don't have the right metric, we can't make the right choice. Next was logically correct reasoning. And then method. All right, so here's the test. How birds see the world. Which element of DQ is this? Frame or alternatives? Yeah. Alternatives? Okay. Come on, it's one or the other. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Need more alternatives.
Probably alternatives. This person needs a better alternative. Well, if anyone feels squeamish about arson, we'll move on to our other options. See their financial results. Maybe values. This might be time for values discussion.
Commitment to action.
Maybe, how about this? So then I says to Borg, as long as we're under siege, one of us ought to moon these Saxon dogs.
That's the callback.
That's commitment. Right? That's
Good decision there.
Yeah. Maybe a creative alternative.
Yeah.
Commitment to action.
All right, I had some good ideas in my day. It's my follow through that I had trouble with.
Commitment to action.
That's probably information. Right, they were lacking some important. It's funny that it's like they're sailing off. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you've been dealing with a lot of things, your job, class, courses. You're going to maybe hopefully take some of these things back, these ideas back to your company, help them make better decisions. Sometimes it feels like we're in this situation, right? People working across purposes, going the wrong directions. First step, let's get pushing in the right direction, right? And then you can help them start, swap out the wheels and really get things. You remember our hula hoop video?
Yes.
Okay, so here's Rex. This is kind of like you, right? On the hula hoop, and then you're balancing all the classes and work and so on. And high above the hushed crowd, Rex tried to remain silent. Still, he couldn't shake one nagging thought. He was an old dog, and this was a new trick.
Calling us old?
Pretty impressive, though, right?
You're calling us old? Is that what it is?
Oh, not yet again. Okay, so a couple things, housekeeping real quick, and then Jaeger sent a message he had asked me to play. See where it goes. Okay, yeah, he sent me a thank you message. I'll show. So I'm gonna play that. We're supposed to go till 5:30.
Yes.
Jaeger's got a little message, and then we can chat after that. The evaluations are open. I think they close on the 9th. So the original timing, I don't know, they had them slightly off. So it's open until the 9th. So you could use the time after Jaeger's message before 5:30 to fill that out. You know, up to you guys there. Any questions? So I'll be on office hours, and certainly enjoyed my time with you guys. I hope everybody stays in touch on my LinkedIn. So be happy to connect.
I got a question. So on the office hours on Tuesday, if like we don't really grasp the final exam, would you offer additional office hours just in case? Or do we just reach out to you and ask you no questions? Or?
Send me an email. So normally I would say for sure, and I can find time. There's a tiny bit of uncertainty. My dad fell, and he had to have hip replacement. I'm trying to decide do I need to go to Albuquerque tomorrow. So my schedule is a tiny bit uncertain, but send me a note. Definitely will do Tuesday.
50-50
You know, I should be able to do.
or?
It should be fine to do it in the evening, but so it should be okay. But I just need to check with my stepmom.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Let's make sure this is working. Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for all your help.
You're on mute.
Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for all your help here with Freemark Abbey and our decision. As you can see, this storm, it looks like it's showing up. I'm a little worried here about the vineyard. I know we said warm, light rain, but I'm hoping there's gold here at the end of the rainbow. But yeah, thanks so much. I just couldn't have done it without you. You came up with an alternative that we never even thought of, you know, with the Doppler and the spores. But hold on, Barney Murray calling me. No. They said the Doppler and then the spores. They were going to get the spores first and then get the Doppler. I'm still struggling with implementation. But, you know, thanks so much. As a token of my appreciation, I sent a bottle of our finest here to Professor Bickle. And let me share my screen here. Sorry I can't be there in person. But I sent him a bottle of our 1982 Johannesburg Riesling Edelwein Gold. So it's about 43 years old. And I think he will open that and share it with you. I think there's so many of you, you'll only be able to get a taste. And because the wine is so old, also the cork may be just a little bit dry, so it's possible there's a little bit of but not to worry. Okay, so hey, thanks so much, and look forward to working with you again in the future. All right, okay, so yeah, this is 82. So you're welcome to try it. Like each cup has like 2 drams in it. To divide it up, I've got a few more cups. You know, see what you think.
Yeah.
Whoever's going to 82 should do that.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, enjoy. Thank you.
A dram or 2.
Don't mind if I don't want to be said that. Yeah, somebody else. Never had non-bad
wine.
So I kind of follow this.
It's because of
use a lot for dinner.
I saw it
I don't normally try to find
Yeah, all the flavor that goes up into your I would say that was a fun I really like the last. See, my one. What's on my wife? You went through it. I'll see who's one. My wife's been stick around until 5 days. Actually, Fremont can be like about 100 bucks. 80 to 100 bucks. They take a little bit
Something about tossing a coin and what was that about? I don't know. Videos I haven't watched.
Where was anything about? He said it exactly. Cool, I guess, but like, I
feel like that isn't something, it feels like something they do, not something like.
Yeah, they said it was supposed to be massive.
You guys. This bag of coin. So I just want to know what it costs. I don't need to be there. Come later. Just let me know where. Celebrate there. Passing over the
And up.
Oh. Cabernet. So, that's a cab.
There's a restaurant Asian restaurant in the down. That's right. The wine was so good. So what we did was we ordered it in the restaurant. Supposed to send number one system. Total wine and then we got not more.
I gotta pee today or I'm not gonna move.
I thought you were going right now. I never had it. Yeah, like all the stuff he was like. I prefer to stay right here.
Good job.
I might come back.
Are you trying to go home and get another nice? I don't know. We're gonna make something happen. We gotta induct the points. Yes, that's national.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Free drinks and food. Right here. You don't have to go anywhere. Let's do that. I've had too much.
People going out afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, so Frank invited me to go get sushi. You really want to get after it. I can go do that at 8 o'clock. I mean,
Going out after.
that's the plan, because this place is on Fifth Street. Just join us.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah,
Put it on the social
I would use Chelsea.
I got a
I need to go like.
Hey, does anybody have Danny's card? What? Danny's card?
Talked about it when we already opened
I mean, here's
Always find it's on your dog.
Okay, well, that's what things in half an hour. You should go get a drink.
I personally prefer a mix.
Alright, let's go.
Kind of crunch. It's funny, it's like you're almost no, twice. Alice and then again. No, you have to say it. There's one more. Yeah, optional.
April at least. It shows in the calendar. It's an optional. Optional in the sense, in case if we had to
President is April 2nd, like I mean, we meeting last week. Is it optional?
Not optional, I think the terminology is like it is.
Wednesday?
April 25, 26, something like. Are those classes optional?
No. I think it's optional.
Your friend Ashok is saying.
Wait, so we have 2 weekend?
Yes.
Why would they be optional?
You should ask.
He's spreading rumors. He wants to get ahead. He doesn't want you to come.
No, I thought like, shit, that's impossible. No, the March one. Sorry, I was talking about the March. Makeup classes end of March.
That's not if whether.
Right. That's what I was.
Every semester will have
In
it.
April, you have this week and this week.
I don't understand why they have
No,
for
how
March,
it is for me.
December, February.
This week,
Yeah.
in Dallas.
Well, it's if
Okay.
December and February has snow or ice.
I come back, I see the first day and then go.
I was told they never do that even.
Yeah. It would never work. Like,
But we just have to do it.
I'm just saying. Jump by did
Really, right.
Don't stay for me.
No, I'm going home.
So yeah, when then you guys.
Surveys.
Boston.
I meant to try getting a chance. I wanted to.
I was thinking about that too, but maybe that's a good opportunity for us to go like, we can go find.
We can go grab it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We can, you guys are down.
We're on Congress,
Yeah,
South
so,
Congress.
yeah, we can find some time to do that, make it business official.
Yeah. We'll do some strategic networking. Once a week, yeah.
I like that.
yes, I'll be there.
program, all of us. So what's the? You guys are gonna go play that?
So Ben, what did your last thing?
She liked it. Just come down to whether or not.
I think we put something together like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
By the time you're pulling some companies that.
They gotta continue to do that forever. But it would be fun.
I mean, I unfortunately have some fun with the military, and then I don't need anything. All the work. All the work on professional programs. Don't tell anybody.
Doesn't sound like a mosquito, man.
I mean, there's a higher probability that you won't, but
I'm like that all the time. So we just get old, I guess, right?
no, again, I'm gonna.
Every Thursday.
They're
coming out.
It's
probably.
No, what we need to, yes, what I'm gonna do also is work on the Word document on media.
You hanging around for it? Yeah. You know, where's this president?
Tomorrow at 1 morning. What time? 5:30, right?
Downstairs? We have lunch. You want to hold the lights? I was like, down the school.
This is like what, a farewell?
Oh, no, the podcast.
They're actually allowed. What is this? Both my brothers have.
Yep.
Farewell to the Wait, I would usually do, like, I prefer to do 2 25s. I would rarely do. Okay. Yeah, I'm hanging out. All right, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I remember what happened.
Are you ready for the real?
Oh, that was my.
I was gonna go bring you drink, but I just can't think of it. I was gonna do
Oh yeah, just shit out. They're saying this is similar to some not
I'm struggling with
No way. No way. The only equivalent could be was it? Yeah, that's you're wrong on this. Yeah, that's caffeine, but I was. Check them out.
That's just control yourself.
This thing's like.
Oh, that's 60 minutes though. Listen, I can do. That's your mark. And you know what? She never called me out. Did I say that? She didn't do the name anyway.
Tell him to go down to you.
I think I did.
Don't go. It's 12
I'm looking up the basket. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see if you can, because it's reservation.
How many people? I thought it was just 3 of us.
No, it's 4.
I'll see you in the morning. You too.
Jeff,
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Just make a large reservation.
Yeah, I was.
We all got it.
Huh?
The professors.
Yeah, we want to,
Well, my mom is a teacher, and I don't think she's.
my wife too.
No, B?
So thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, I would
Kobe.
appreciate you
Gotcha.
wanted this. Is-
Was either that Kobe? Like,
You see, or you can decide who gets it.
I will make sure we.
I would. I really, honestly, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go home. And I gotta do that supply chain photo. I gotta get my photo of my shit I did. So I can just upload it, you know? So I'm gonna go do that first. I'd like to go do it.
I don't know.
I gotta be somewhat responsible.
Yeah.
Because normally I'd say like, I'll just get up and like set. But today I need, I guess I didn't sit down last night for some reason.
Where's the reservation?
No, it's not coming.
You said color. I changed it. Yeah, because there's a figure like.
Oh, is this that GDC one? No, it's kind of like, because no one else is.
Similar, like.
That's crazy. Why are you getting those tables?
Yeah.
Me too.
You know what, I'm gonna go.
That might be the last one. Don't tell them. You're not allowed to. They know, but they don't want.
They don't.
So let's just finish it here.
Jim, you working?
I'm doing my supply chain before.
They're like, well, you can have alcohol.
I turned mine in this morning because I was like, I don't want to forget.
Nah, dude, that's real talk.
Technically, you're like 2 minutes
We're all definitely above age, so.
Just like walk into class
You just like sit on the edge like that.
Except for one.
Yep, just send it off.
You know, goes through 1 minute left.
I think it's mostly, if you want alcohol on campus, you gotta pay, you gotta pay the.
That's a big deal because tonight 25s are doing their.
I gotta drive back to Darby to drop my car at the hotel, so I'll just meet you on that. But I think Jeff.
Joe probably already left, but when we were talking out there that last break about, were you there when you were talking about how he was working with it? Yeah, and like 777 or 99. Like, I asked him if they had like, you know, do they treat his team like respectfully or whatever?
Yeah. You know the Afghanis, right?
I was in Iraq.
No, I mean, he was from Afghanistan.
Yeah, he was in Afghanistan. But we had a similar situation with like the ISOF, the Iraqi Special Operations Command. They were working with, you know, typically they're working with like the Army or like civ guys, or this task force didn't work with the Iraq, like Tier 1 and Iraq.
Yeah, there's no
Typically, so it's like the civ companies would work with them, SEALs. That's only the CIF companies and SEAL someone too. But anyways, we were like just a regular team, right? Whatever. And we were working with them one night and they were just treating us like shit. Like we didn't know anything. I was like, whoa, guys.
Like, wait a second, hold on.
Yeah.
That's probably your equals.
Like, what am I, like, just chopped liver over here?
Yeah. Fucking asshole. They, not the special branch. When I went to IOBC, I had like the, still do that or not. Basically, like, we would bring other countries' officers over, and they would go through our training.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in 2010, that was still going on. I presume there's still probably.
So my group that got embedded with us was, we had like Egyptians, Saudis, all that. That was like the best thing to see because it was after 9/11, so it was like summer of 2002. I went to IOBC, and so at that point, like it was the best thing to see because we're in Iraq, you know, we're in war, we're getting deployed, you know that. And so when they embedded those people,
Yeah, this is what we were doing in class.
Really the next course.
that was the mindset that we thought. I know, granted, they were all bottom, so we knew that that's not the same as like the dude's actually doing the shit.
I just like. Now, there was no guy who's doing that through like a few course, like, international, but there was like I knew like guys that were from aviation that had like coordination pilots and stuff going through like Black Ops schools and stuff like that, and other infantry officers. They would go through like those infantry officer like their MOS.
Yeah.
We did interesting have some National Guard guys like audit our phase 3, which is like the weapons. For me, it was like the weapons school.
Right.
And so it's like 2, like a major and like a sergeant major or something. That they didn't go through so much. Like hands-on, like
right
class because they're like
Okay, but yeah, thanks for all this.
somehow they got
Be on office hours and.
invited a month-long school. So they were just kind of, they didn't get hazed or anything, they just kind of sent it back. But I'll send you the link to it. The major videotape like was videotaped a lot of it and then like edited and put it on YouTube. And it was just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like they actually showed it to us like in the classroom. And
I am not confident, so I don't think I did it.
Yeah, like, and then I guess beforehand and how to go onto the internet at some point. That's hilarious.
We were all similar, but
Yeah, we supposed to do this for 25s. Brian just texted with that.
Yes.
I was trying to go
At 5:30.
Dunk, right?
Pick it up somewhere
Too much to pledge.
You have Brooklyn.
I just.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You have to do something GBC special?
I was like taking off 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out.
Morning.
Have a beer.
Guys have fun.
Trying to go.
Have a beer.
I don't think she is, I think she's doing the half.
Maybe, sir.
No, after that.
Oh, okay.
Jesse's doing having too. We're gonna go grab it.
Well, she's gonna be here.
Office hours? Yes, sir.
Where is that thing? Is it just here?
Mhm.
Oh, so people are probably doing it right now.
Alright, Jim, I'll see you, my man.
See you later.
No, it doesn't start till
Okay.
5:30.
Well, I'm gonna do my stuff.
You know what, I should do that too. The evaluation, what's that one, the evaluation? The, supply chain thing before I check out. The evaluation thing?
Oh, evaluation.
Supply chain.
Yeah, supply chain.
Keep saying Is it due tomorrow morning?
I think so.
Yeah.
Supply chain due tomorrow morning? 8 a.m. Yeah.
Why is it due at 8 a.m.?
Before class. It's like stats was due before 1 p.m. before his class or whatever. Like,
Did you already finish it?
Yeah.
You already did?
I did
It's just
that.
drawing it out, right? The supply chain thing? It's just drawing it out, right?
Drawing
Am I crazy?
It gives you like a problem, you have to come up with the rates and like, you know, it's like a 3 or 4 part problem.
I'm not, for supply chain? Oh, shit, okay.
It's making the scopes and then trying to find the bottlenecks and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you did do it.
Yeah, I mean, the answers are there too.
We just need to try to do it first.
Yeah, that's what I did. I screwed up like 2 or 3 things and then read through it and like, oh, I should have known that. Maybe find walk to CVS or Walgreens or whatever.
Are you sick?
No, God, that's the heartburn.
I don't know. What medicine do you take for that?
I just get like the Tums or related gummies or it's more the
Do you
region.
want some industrial strength ones?
Like,
These are pantoprazole.
I have a omeprazole.
It's the same, it's the same.
Yeah, it's Pozole.
It's pantoprazole.
Yeah.
This one's a proton. Remember that?
Yeah, so you have to like stay on and off it or.
You're supposed to, yeah, you're supposed to.
Yeah, so I'm in an off cycle.
Yeah, let's see, it's only doing this every other day.
Yeah.
And the ones that like last night I was craving pizza. And I couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah, so I think you're supposed to take it like 3 weeks at a time, or I can't remember. And took a few weeks off. I'm in the off period, and whenever I'm in that, reflexively.
Double back up.
These are things that undergrads
Yeah,
have to deal with. How can you hear an AMBA student coming down the hall when they go when they open the door? These weird noises doing simple tasks.
Wait, can you explain to me a little bit here where this map feature comes from?
Yeah. For some pledging?
Yeah. Can I just do it on my,
Yeah, I printed off the sheet and I wrote it down and then scanned it. So you can edit it. Yeah.
stick around.
I don't know if I play a little music. It'll be soft.
Come on, man, get some head.
I didn't bring them because I'm not walking the class.
Figure it out.
Just pull it up.
Yeah.
Let's write this down.
So you'll need to pour a second sheet that has a table. What was that?
I'm trying to avoid doing this in the house.
Well, I want to go see them do the coin flip, so I will start it. So there's a table, but there's a second.
I couldn't check, like.
It might have been one of those, but I don't know. I can go down there. How they can verify?
Get one
Yeah, I mean, I
unit
can,
of
or I can like check
product.
next week, because maybe when the custodian team,
Each one of these stations.
with like the last, I know we
So
still
you have
bring it
to-
the following.
How do you go back to the other page?
I'm actually not, it's this, it might have been like a.
Oh, it's, cause
They're not there.
that's like the,
So each station, like the station
Or
that
is it your
is like three minutes.
I bought it through you.
This one was
Oh,
like
okay.
minutes. So
So,
so that's the time.
where's the last one?
it's in our MBA program office, so I
Sign
can
it out on the
like.
Yeah, so you just download the PDF.
There's not that a lot.
No,
like-
because
It was
so
kind of black.
you just have to figure out the rate to go into your.
So I don't know.
Is.
Let me go look.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask anyone else pass it so I can get it.
I mean, it's-
Same time.
I set it up and forgot.
Do you have it on
I
your
lose them all the
phone?
time and I have mine.
I'm about to email them or something, or
But all you gotta do is just upload it here, so you just hit the import, and then it just pops it up.
that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you have to figure out, okay, this is 3 minutes.
I'll put this back whenever you're ready, I can.
Okay.
How many is that per hour? And then you figure out, okay, how many is this per, like, how many is that per hour? So you have to, so I is the input, and how many things are in each station at any given time, so that's your I. Then your T is the time that it takes to get through that process. And then your R is the number of scopes per time. Like, so remember it gives us the, it's like inputs over time. So then